Kirk's SL. The Pertronix install did not go as planned. It did not go as directed by the instructions. Yeah, it just didn't work as it should to begin with. Our first issue was the little magnet wheel that goes over the lobes in the distributor that the point's right on. Sat too low, so we had no spark. So it sat too low, so we spaced it up just put an O-ring underneath it to space it up just a skosh. Put the rotor on, cap on, all that. We had plug wire hell issues as well. Got that resolved with new wires. Handled that. So, on to the actual Pertronix unit wiring itself. I'll turn the camera around. Okay, so there's two ways of installing a Pertronix unit in one of these SLs. This is Pertronix 1885, by the way. So there's a way to retain the electronic ignition system that the car comes with, which is not that great, and just replace the points, which are just a low voltage trigger in these cars. Or you just step it up and you bypass that nonsense altogether and go with wiring it directly and have the entire ignition controlled by the Pertronix in the distributor itself. So when you wire it up that way, you put your red Pertronix wire to the positive on your coil. This is actually our negative wire. I just was out of black wire, so I had to extend it a little bit. No big deal. Put that on the negative terminal. Run your keyed 12 from your ignition switch, which is this right here, which I gotta tighten up. But that's your keyed red and black from the ignition switch. Now, a lot of guys will take and run a ground wire from a screw here on the distributor case to the coil bracket. You don't need to do that. That's grounded. That's fine. That's grounded from the factory. If you do that, you're just kind of wasting time and wire, and it doesn't work anyway. So all the other instructions we found online, because the Pertronix instructions make no sense and they don't work right, say you should put the brown ground wire from the coil bracket bolt to the negative terminal on your coil. Well, we had crank no start when we did that, so I took that off. I took everything off. I took the tack wire off, everything, and went just with our ground wire from our Pertronix. Fired up, ran great, done deal, finito. If you want your tack to work, I have the tack unhooked in this car right now. If you want your tack to work, you need to buy a bunch of different resistors and put them in line until you get the tack signal at idle to be where it's supposed to be. Because right now at idle, if I hook up the tack in this, it sits at 2500. So we just left it unhooked. Kirk just wants to drive the car and enjoy it. But a lot of work, a lot of scratching our heads, a lot of chasing. Also, the coil from Pertronix, their igniter coil, was a POS out of the box. So we had this new inner motor, which should have a resistor, but it still works fine. And it's got its own bracket and everything. Threw that on there, lit right off. But she runs, she drives, it's good to go. But remember, red Pertronix to coil positive, black Pertronix coil negative, and the red and black wire, this is red and black underneath here, from the ignition switch That's your keyed hot to the positive. That's all you need to make it run. Omit all this stuff. Omit all the factory ignition control nonsense right here. Yeah, done. Bye-bye. Driving the SL. And yes, the tack doesn't work. Need to put the tack wire back on the ground side of the coil, but it may bounce because the Pertronix has a lot more ass than the stock nonsense.